Hey people, welcome to the channel, and do stay for this video. I'll be talking about the COVID vaccine. I'll be talking about some of the stories and comments, over 1,000 comments in this video, guys. This is definitely something people are interested in. But because of what I do here in the channel, because what I do here is survival and preparedness, it goes beyond that. Before we go on, as always, if you enjoy the content of the channel, do subscribe. As always, I do recommend my books. This is what I do: Surviving the Economic Collapse and Street Survival Skills. This is the way in which you not only learn skills that are definitely needed, but also the way in which you have to start thinking. Start thinking for yourself. Make your own decisions. Perfect example right here. The story of this girl, 21-year-old. What was it? Pressure. The parents were misled. The information was not available because the government did not want it to be, because the institutions had enough lobbying power, pressure as to make it so. Well, think for yourself. Become that person. It is more important now than ever because of this and because of so many other things going on, guys, in the world. It's not always easy, but the hardest part is not telling right from wrong. We can all easily enough tell right from wrong, right? We can. The difficult part is doing the right thing. Again, it's not difficult to see what's right and what's wrong. We can all tell that right away. The difficult thing is doing the right thing. The difficult thing is having the balls to call it out, to see it and say, hey, no, that's bullshit. That's not okay. It's social pressure from the institutions, pressure from your doctor, and before I go on, I'm not a doctor here. I'm not giving any kind of medical advice in the same way I don't give any kind of financial advice. I'm not telling you here to go rush buy gold, silver. No, talk with your financial advisor for proper financial advice. I just talk about the things that I think are very important and share the information I find and have a certain view of things, which you may agree with me or not. That's okay too. I don't want everyone here to be on a... I don't need a bunch of yes men telling me that, oh yes, you're so right about... No, I make my mistakes as well. I certainly have strong positions on things that I know are clearly things that matter, and especially things that are important for you to understand. I try to make that case very strongly. In this case specifically, I think that's super important that you, based on the advice that you get from people that have your best interest in mind, maybe your family doctor, even better a doctor friend, the final decision is gonna be on you. You are the one making that final decision. Look, I'm not even talking about, I've been told, because of boxing, a big old egg here in the wrist, going to the doctor, hey, we need to do surgery there right away. Really? Yes. You see that giant ball that you have there in your wrist? Yeah, my right hand, that's kind of important. Yeah, sure. Well, you need surgery right now, immediately, because if not, you could lose use of your hand. Really? Well, that sounds like bullshit. So no, I'm not getting surgery in my fucking hand. I went on boxing. Eventually it broke on its own, I think. I have no problem of mobility. I can still hit without any problem. Yes, that was many years ago, but still, I can use my hands perfectly well. I have no problem with either one of my hands, even the one that had that cyst there, which was like a large, and I had other things happen. I had my hand as big as Shrek. So much so that I had to ask my then girlfriend to get my keys out of my pocket for my car because I could not fit my own hand in my own pocket. No shit, really. That was something that happened. And you recover and you get better and you heal because that's kind of what the body does. This is just what I've had this happen with my kids. I've had this happen with my wife. Going to, oh yeah, you need surgery right now. My wife, really? Okay, I'll have a second opinion. No, you're fine. You don't need anything. All right. Good thing that you didn't, that person didn't open up. My kid's pediatrician. Oh yes, this kid needs to be cut off or fixed right now. Really? You have to fix my son? He was not born right the way nature, God, or whoever was intended to. No, we have to fix this child. Yeah, no, that's not necessary. That's not a real thing. You're a piece of shit monster. And either you're an ignorant doctor or you're evil and just look at this as a way of making more money. Either way, go fuck yourself. I'm not cutting up my son. Months go by, kids are perfectly fine because they always were fine. It was just them trying to make you do something that was not in your best interest. Going to the dentist, hey, yeah, you need this removed right now and you need an implant. Really? Yeah, sure, right now, immediately. Okay. I go with another dentist. No, this is just a filling. I can do this. Give me 20 minutes. You'll be just fine. This was 10 years ago. These things happen. People like money. People can be quite shitty at times. And it may be just a local dentist or doctor or whatever, or it could be whatever, right? Whatever lobby going on. But let's go through some of the stories that we have here. My boss was perfectly healthy, took the arm tickets, gone a year and a half later. It's obvious now. It's all by design. But yeah, we cannot mention that name here because you get over, but we all know who that is. I'm a builder. I work a lot of people business. Every client has without fail consistently ill. Man, I mean, these are all anecdotal stories, right? I have my own anecdotal stories, which I will share with you. I mean, hell, let's do it right now. I already talked about how a kid from my my oldest son in college, 21, 22-year-old kid, perfectly healthy, perfectly fit, got it. And the next day he was just feeling sick. He went to the doctor, and now he has a heart condition for the rest of his life, which will have to be medicated and controlled. That's a nice one. Another one, this was from a person that I know that we were corresponding through Instagram for a while, and he told me, hey, my sister got it, and she lost sight in one eye. So what we know so far, and what is right now fairly obvious, is that in some people it creates clots. In some people, or in a lot of people, we don't really know, because some of these may be so tiny that you don't even notice. Of course, if it's large enough that you end up with a serious condition, or even worse, like this young lady here, yeah, sure, you, and this was years later. The article, the BBC article, was years later. It's only now, a couple months ago, I think that it just came out. When it happened back in years before, we just don't know. All we know is that these clots may be tiny or may be big. Now, in this woman's case, obviously, that clot, a few days after getting it, got in some blood vessel that was going to her eye. So it clogged that vessel. Blood was not reaching the eye. And what happens with any organ when blood is not getting there, it just dies. Your body needs blood. Whatever part of your body is not receiving blood anymore, that will be compromised and may end up, not working anymore. It may be part of your brain. It may be all of your brain. It may be your heart. It may be a small part of your heart. So it may be affecting you. We just don't know. We don't know because they never cared to know in the first place. Another story, anecdotal, yes, of course. My dog, I'm going to the vet. My vet tells me, we have this vaccine, an actual vaccine. No, it's not a messenger or anything. No, actual vaccine. So in my university, we've been working on this vaccine, which is now in the market. And because I was involved in the creation and testing of this vaccine, man, I think it's worth it. I think it's good. I mean, based on what we've seen so far, the advantages greatly outweigh the disadvantages. Again, we've been working on this thing in my university. It's now legal and it's being sold in the public. I would get it. We've been testing it for 5 years. We still have 5 years more to go. But at this point, and especially since it can be, since it's already available in the market, I would suggest you get it. That's a way in which a vet expresses his support or not for a vaccine he's been working on after 5 years. 5 fucking years. Why? Because if you're gonna give this to an animal, you want to have a period of time to make sure that, there's no risks that will only be revealed after a more extended period of time. And because a dog will usually live 10, 13, 15 years, give or take, 10 years is kind of acceptable. Now, with human beings, apparently it's just 6 fucking months. apparently with human beings, after just 6 months, we just give this to the entire fucking human race. We've lost our damn marbles. We're crazy, guys. We've lost our freaking minds. Do you realize what this means? That for a dog, it's 5 years. For a human, it's 6 months. Okay, we do that now? All right. Okay. These are the many reasons that I decided, like, no, what are we even doing? Wait, how many? What? Fauci said what? That a COVID death is even a guy that died in a car accident just because he tested positive? That what he admits to? If you admit to this publicly, on video, in an interview, what are you not admitting? What are you keeping? Why are you changing your story so much as of how efficient this is or not? Why does none of this align with what the pharmaceutical company themselves are saying in their own fucking website in terms of the risks and potential benefits of this product that they have in the market? So no, I'm going with no thank you, but I'm good. You'll need me, regrets my friend just died from a jab she got 3 years ago. Her antibodies kept attacking and dissolving her organs for 3 years, and finally poison entered her brain. And my mother was fit and healthy and just turned 65 with no history, got all her jabs and died of turbo 3 months. A lot of that. And they wonder why. Why could it possibly be? My father received and passed away. Price, my family is unvaxxed, and we did the research. Congratulations. I was at the doctor's surgery yesterday. I've heard senior 10 reception COVID. They're still pushing these on our fuck. Why on earth did she even have it in the first place? Ex-district nurse here refused a jab. We've been sacked if it didn't resign in disgrace. None of my unjabbed patients had COVID. All the jabbed ones did, many times, and died of clots. These stories just keep coming. It's all like this. It's all like this. In my Spanish channel, I did the same video. And it, ironically enough, well, I don't know if it's ironical or not, but in my Spanish channel, a lot of the folks in my Spanish channel, yes, it's bigger than my English channel, but a lot of people didn't. They just said, fuck no, we're not getting it, and they're now thanking me. I got so many messages of people saying, man, thank you so much. Because of what you said, I just made this decision, and I'm super grateful for it. I had this family member that didn't listen. He got it. He's not here anymore. How many people, how many stories, how all of this is being suppressed? It is insane. I begged my parents not to take it, but my dad was desperate to travel, and she did her, and his only granddaughter, dad and mom. My nephew, 41, 3 weeks ago, blood clot. You know what? Last one. We wanted to travel too, but we're not getting it because I'm not risking myself or definitely not my family for any of this bullshit. We're not guinea pigs. We're not lab rats. So no, thank you. But we want to travel, and eventually one of the options was, well, getting a certification of your. It's like what? Like the immune response, right? So it's basically like a lab test that shows that you've gone through COVID and you now have the immunity build up to it. We all got the paper so as to be able to move around, right? That was pain in the ass, but it was a lot better than actually getting that shit. So we did that, and my middle son, my teenage son, he had like off the chart immunity built in, right? And because of course, the natural immunity, because he went through it and he was just fine. And you know what they told us? This is something that we've gone through. They were like, well, we have the results. Wow, this is a strong boy. Look how well the vaccine worked. Look at how his immune system is so strong right now. Damn, that is amazing. So high, those numbers. And we were like, yeah, that vaccine shit sure is working, lady. Wow, yeah, of course it is. That is one strong vaccine we've got ourselves in, right? Yep. Super strong vaccine. Guys, prepare, stay strong. Don't let yourself be tricked into doing something against what your gut is telling you to do, right? See you later. Take care.